Hey there, how's it going? I'm so glad that you decided to join me. And today's subject, I promised we were going to discuss Emma Heming Willis. If you're not familiar with her, I admit I was kind of in the dark with regards to her. I knew that Bruce Willis, her husband, was battling some form of aphasia, but I didn't know that he was ultimately diagnosed with FTD, frontal temporal dementia. And a lot of people don't know about this, or even that dementia can affect your speech, which is what aphasia is. It's the inability to formulate sentences and communicate verbally. It's a debilitating disease, and there's very different facets of caregiving. Well, yeah, that too, but dementia. And I've mentioned it in past videos that dementia is basically an umbrella. This umbrella is dementia, and then you have different types of dementia within it. And within that umbrella is Alzheimer's. But that's all anyone has really remembered, that Alzheimer's affects the brain and it causes people to forget they lose their memory. Their brain is dying. Well, these forms of dementia that people are starting to discover now is the same thing. Your brain is being affected in different parts of the brain, so therefore you're going to have different types of symptoms. It's a horrible disease. Some are working faster than others. A lot of times dementia, like early onset dementia, can hit in your 50s, sometimes even your 40s. It's horrifying. It's horrifying to know that there's no resolve for this. But what's even more horrifying is being the caregiver and watching it happen in real time. Watching this person that you care for, that you love, slowly dissipate into nothing. Slowly disappearing. Whether it's their speech in regards to Bruce Willis, his ability to communicate starts to disappear. Any type of, I don't know, I just thought of ALS for right now. The Lou Gehrig's disease. That's even horrible. I'm not saying that dementia is worse, but it sure puts on a different challenge, because when you're dealing with the brain, I don't know why these things happen, but I do know that there's people that step up to the plate and become caregivers for these loved ones that are declining in health. I'm not saying that one disease is worse than the other, but let me tell you, as a caregiver, it's constant grief. It is constant pain. It's constant challenges that you never expected to go through. I never really paid attention to Emma. And I know that she was getting some attention, but just this last weekend, I was compelled to take a peek, because all of a sudden, everybody that I followed, be it Mom of My Mom on Instagram, Jacqueline, she shares her journey. I have a community of caregivers that I surround myself with to remind myself I'm not alone, to remind myself that, hey, what you're experiencing or what you have experienced is pretty normal, because these people that have gone through it or are going through it we're all experiencing the same thing. The people within my support group, same thing. Jacqueline talks about how she's known as Mom of My Mom on Instagram. She took care of her grandmother and her mom. Chris Punsalon. Oh my gosh. I discovered him when he was doing music. Before I even realized that he was a caregiver to his grandmother. I watched him when he was doing a podcast, Family Mart podcast with his cousins, unaware that he was a caregiver to his grandmother. And then he just blew up on the social media scene of taking care of his grandma. And millions of people followed him. I follow him today. And when he started talking about Emma and the story of Bruce Willis, I thought, okay, maybe I'll take a look at that because these are people I respect. These are people that have been helping me over the years that I've been caregiving for my mom, and like Jessica Guthrie from Career Caregiving Collide, Jessica James. She and I have contacted each other. She's missed it already. She lost her mom to dementia. It's that group of people that opened my eyes to Emma. And took some time and I thought, well, I'm going to go look through YouTube and see if I can find this thing that Chris was talking about with Diane Sawyer. But I'm too cheap to get Hulu. So I never did see it. I saw snippets of it. I saw bits and pieces from ABC and Good Morning America where they were discussing this upcoming interview that happened last Sunday. But hey, my point of making this video is I found a video on YouTube from Oprah's podcast. I don't follow Oprah. I used to watch her pretty intently, but not lately. But it was Emma that drew me to that interview on YouTube. And it opened my eyes, and I was like, found myself talking to the screen saying, oh my gosh, here is somebody that's going through familiar territory that resembles me, that resembles all the people that I just mentioned that have gone through caregiving, that are going through caregiving. And all my people that I've surrounded myself with for the last 4 or 5 years, they're very much aware that what Emma is doing is opening the platform in a public way, a huge platform, and focusing it on you, the caregiver. It's huge because I'm speaking from experience that as a caregiver, you get overlooked. You're misunderstood. You're not heard. You're not seen. That was probably my greatest complaint. Does nobody see me? Why am I so isolated? Why do I feel so alone? Why is it when people say, hey, if there's something I could do for you, let me know? No, I don't have the time to tell you what it is. I can't even think about what to do with myself. I'm trying desperately to hold on to myself and hold on to my loved one who I'm trying to be there for. I can't even find my way out of a bag. And yet, the caregiver is viewed upon as being unhinged, crazy. They can't make their way, they can't function, and rightfully so. It isn't until you experience what it's like to be a caregiver to know what Emma is talking about, what I've complained about. You know, there was a time, and I will say this, I completely melted down. And it was towards the end of my mom's life. But I completely melted down because I was stressed beyond stressed. I was overwhelmed by everything that I tearfully did a voice memo and sent it to my closest person. And I sent it to my sister. And I was weeping. And all I could get out of my mouth was, I can't do this anymore. That's all I said. And I sent it to them. It was like a cry for help. I just couldn't. I was mentally exhausted. I was just drained. Talk about crazy town. And you know, they thought I was suicidal. You know what? We never talked about it. And I remember that so distinctly. It's something I don't like to bring up. But I remember the dread. I was under such duress and I just couldn't deal with the caregiving anymore. It's the worst feeling on earth. But I also knew as a caregiver, I didn't want to leave my mom. I didn't want to abandon my post. I I was spread so thin. That's all I could get out of my mouth. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to read you something. It was a post about Emma Heming Willis, about the book that she had written, The Unexpected Journey. And it kind of says what it's all about. Deeply personal and richly compassionate. The Unexpected Journey shows you how to care for yourself while doing one of the hardest, most heartbreaking jobs in the world, caregiving. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to look after anyone else, especially your loved one with dementia. For anyone caregiving for a loved one with any form of dementia, and even those caregiving for other conditions, the Unexpected Journey shows that you are not alone. As Emma writes, quote, I know that no two caregiving journeys are the same, but we are connected by the same unchosen thread. It's not an easy path for you, your loved one, or your family. But I'm here to let you know that you're not alone. And in time, you will find your footing and a way forward. Unquote. You know, when I saw the interview with Oprah, and I saw people like Oprah and Diane Sawyer and George Stephanopoulos and all these people, these talking heads, nobody understood what dementia was. They even asked, have you ever heard of FTD? Have you ever heard of, the aphasia? Have you heard about any of these things regarding dementia? And all of them were like, no, I've never heard about it. That's right. There's over 50 million people that are known worldwide that are caregiving, family caregivers that are sacrificing their love, sacrificing their relationships, sacrificing their life, sacrificing for the sake of their loved ones without any help, without any guidance. Sometimes we even find that people in the medical field are not well versed with dementia. I think Emma even mentions that when she went to get a diagnosis for Bruce, they said, well, he has aphasia and it looks like it might be this. And they handed her a pamphlet and said, see you in a few months. I'm outraged by this because that description of what she went through, I hear from my support group members in Care Blazers. Dementia Care Blazers is who my community is. Dr. Natalie Edmonds, I talk about a lot. The people that I mentioned that I follow, Chris Punsalon, Jacqueline of Mom of My Mom, Caregiver Collide, Jessica Guthrie, Jessica James from Miss It Already. We all follow Dr. Natalie Edmonds of Dementia Care Blazers. We all follow each other. We help each other out because we become a community. Teepa Snow. My God, she teaches people around different countries, different states within the United States, how to take care of your dementia patient. She gives us a teaching of what dementia is all about. But there's so few people and so many people to learn, and there's so few people to teach. What Emma has done by taking that step in courage and going on such a public stage to expose what dementia is all about, but to be there for the caregiver is a godsend. My mom is gone. My caregiving days are done. How I wish I would have had resources like that. But even resources like hospice nurse Julie McFadden, with her book telling us what to expect on death and dying. Her book is called Nothing to Fear. These are all resources that caregivers need, because as we hit different levels, you might be steady for a long time and everything's okay, but then when something starts to decline, that's it. You got another level to grieve. This is no longer, but now you're here. And when it happens again, you go lower. And you go so low to the point where that person doesn't exist anymore and they pass away. For the caregiver, it tears you apart. It is the hardest, the most heartbreaking thing that anybody will ever go through. And I'll tell you something. I've met people at the airport that we just start small conversations. And I find out. I met this one girl a few months back. Just small talk. She ended up telling me on a casual statement that she was the caregiver of her grandfather. And I said, I'm a caregiver. And it was automatic, instantaneous. We connected because I saw her and she saw me. There is a common thread. There is a commonality that no one can understand unless they've gone through it. And instantaneously, it was like, we're family. Because it's so hard. And yet there's people that are silently going through this. That's the reason for this video. You are not alone. Yeah, I'm bringing it out to the forefront that there is resources for us. There's people that are stepping up for us to help us as caregivers. And I want you to know that if you're on a journey and you've been thrown into this, because you don't choose this, but when you're thrown into this, I want you to know that there's help out there. There's ways of getting help, and there are resources. Take heart. You're a strong person. You're stronger than you know. I learned that about myself. If you get a chance, I'm a big Whitney Houston fan. Listen to her song. I didn't know my own strength. It's like an anthem. It's helped me build up myself. I hope you find something to help you build yourself up, to give you some affirmation. I hope this video helps you believe in yourself, because I believe in you. And with that, I'm going to say, always be blessed. Don't ever forget that. You are blessed. You are set apart. And always be good to yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these two nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat, so we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.